Give me a minute.
Okay, welcome everybody to this is season 5. This is I think the fourth or fifth game in this season. So well done for being one of the early groups to coordinate and schedule your quiz. Is everybody already familiar with the rules? If not, I can take a few minutes to explain the format. Shivani, Dev, Srishti, have you all played before?
I've played.
Yeah, I have played once before, so maybe
Okay.
a refresher for the rules, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Cool. So seat 1 today is Srishti, seat 2 is Dev, seat 3 is Aswath, and seat 4 Shivani. Questions will be appearing here at the bottom of the screen. Okay. In fact, before I tell you the format, the one rule that you really need to pay attention to is if you see your name underlined, and if I say your name out loud, that's when you should be speaking. If you don't see your name underlined, ideally don't be speaking at that point of time. Okay. So if you just follow that one rule, all of the rest of the quiz will just follow. Okay. Now about the format. When I click on show current question, the question appears down here. Okay. And the question is the entire quiz is 5 rounds, and in 5 rounds we'll have 3 direct questions for each of you. So for example, we'll start off with 3 direct questions for Srishti. When I ask her the question, she has 30 seconds to answer. I'll put a timer up here. Okay. She has 30 seconds to answer, after which she can attempt, and she should always attempt a direct question. There's no penalty for getting it wrong, so you should always say something for a direct question. Once it passes, it goes to you folks. And once it passes to you, you basically have 5 seconds to answer. Okay. In fact, you don't even need to take the 5 seconds. If you're ready with your answer, that's great. Give me your answer or simply say pass. Okay. That's about it. And the quiz proceeds. There is an element of strategy involved to the bonus attempts and deciding when to attempt somebody else's question and when to not. That would be easier for me to explain after we complete one round. Okay. So for the first round, I will just give you this bit of advice. Don't guess unless you're sure. If you're sure, you can guess. If you're not sure, don't guess. Just pass. Do that for one round, and after that, I will tell you about the strategy. Okay. Okay. If that's clear, we can probably get started. Is everybody ready to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go. I'm still switching, but yeah, we can start.
No, we can wait for a bit, Shivani, if you want to.
No worries. I think I'll take a while. So
Okay.
can go ahead.
First
Thanks.
question for Srishti. Named after the goddess featured in a series of paintings, what term refers to the perception of viewers that the goddess is admiring her own reflection in a mirror? Velázquez's sensual painting of her, titled The Ropey Blank, along with paintings by Titian and Veronese, called Blank in Front of a Mirror, are all examples of this effect. Ten seconds. Need an answer now?
Venus.
Venus effect is right. Well done. This is an absolute guess, but beautifully done. This is called the Rokeby Venus, and this is called the Venus effect. Specifically, it means if you look at a painting, you can see her face, right? And if you can see her face, that means she can see you. But as viewers, when we see the painting, we assume that she's looking at herself, not at us. So that's called the Venus effect. Okay, you assume that the mirror is improperly aligned. Okay, second question is, what two-word phrase was used to describe this outfit that Princess Diana wore to an event in 1994, a day after Prince Charles had admitted to adultery on television?
Revenge dress.
Revenge dress is right. Well done. And your third question for this round: while chopping off the head and burning the body seemed like a fairly universal method to deal with a vampire, folks from 19th century New England went a step further. They would exhume the body of a suspected vampire, remove the internal organs, and then proceed to burn them separately. This was all done because of the panic caused by which disease that was consuming the local populace? Seconds.
Sorry, cholera.
Not cholera. Dave?
I'll pass.
Passes to Ashwath.
Pass.
Passes to Shivani. You're on mute.
I'll pass as well.
Passes. So what if I put this in italics?
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis is right. So tuberculosis used to be called consumption at the time. TB is right.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 directs now for Dev. It's Valentine's Day time, and many brands will jump on the bandwagon to celebrate it in their own way. In a season 1 episode, a TV show did the same, where the titular character teams up with Sandy to give Patrick a Valentine's Day gift that the latter is underwhelmed by. Which character is this who has a regular job as a fry cook at the neighborhood restaurant? Even the neighborhood baddie Plankton gets a gift in this episode.
It says SpongeBob.
Yes, correct.
Sorry, what's the answer?
SpongeBob SquarePants is the one. I think there's a noisy fan in somebody's background. Could you mute yourself whenever you're not answering? Okay, we'll keep going. Question for Dev. Which South Indian language closely related to but unintelligible to Tamil also borrows from Kannada and Sanskrit? It follows certain rules in borrowing nouns from these languages, such as changing the ending vowels of Kannada words from R to U, of Tamil words from I to R, and of Sanskrit words to O.
I'll say Malayalam.
Say again, please.
Malayalam.
Not that. Ashwath?
Pass.
Shivani?
Is this Telugu?
It's not Telugu. Srishti?
Pass.
Passes. This is a language called Sanketi. This is turning out to be quite a difficult question. So far, nobody has answered it. I suspect it might
First
go
time I'm hearing about this. So,
question for Dev. Only one TV episode has the perfect rating of 10 on IMDb. The Ryan Johnson directed episode 14 from last season of Breaking Bad. What one-word title is given to this episode, drawing from a namesake P.B. Shelley poem of the same name about the pharaoh Ramses II and his redemption, just like Walter White's phone call to Skylar for redemption. This is also the Greek name given to the pharaoh.
Ozymandias.
That's correct. This is called Ozymandias. And okay, both of you got 2 out of 3 questions now for Ashwath. 3 questions for you. A recent New York Times investigative report found that the textbooks used to train defense officers in the US contained a lot of misinformation, owing to a lack of credible vetting process. A Marine Corps textbook describes which event in American history as a march and a trek, completely omitting the fact that thousands of Native Americans died along the way. The event gets its name from the blank, blank, blank left behind by the Indians as they faced ethnic cleansing. Seconds.
Lewis and Clark.
Not that. Srishti?
Pass.
Pass to Dev.
Trail of Tears.
Trail of Tears is right. It refers to the trail of tears left behind by the Indians. Nicely done. Your second question, Ashwath. Sandy Lerner began building routers in her living room to share data amongst computer facilities and students at the Stanford University. This was the genesis of the company that she co-founded, named as a nod to her hometown in Northern California. Which tech company whose logo depicts an iconic structure from its home city?
Cisco.
Cisco, right? I don't think you needed the rest of the question. The image was probably enough for you.
Yeah.
Question for Ashwath again. Super Bowl halftime shows have traditionally had a theme for the year. The theme for the Super Bowl halftime show in 1995 was a newly opened ride in Disneyland, part of a major entertainment franchise. As a promotional gig, which fictional character made an appearance in character at halftime? He landed by parachute in typical adventurous style, whipped the villains into submission, and saved his lady love from them.
Zorro.
Not Zorro. Good guess though. Srishti?
Pass.
Passes to Shivani.
I'll also pass.
Passes to you.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is right. Indiana Jones uses a whip. So this show was called Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, which is also the name of the ride. This is widely considered the worst Super Bowl halftime show ever. Okay, questions now for Shivani. First question for you. The Mohs scale ranks minerals based on hardness or scratch resistance, that is, the ability of harder material to scratch softer material. Which clay mineral with the most hardness and absolute hardness of 1 is regarded as the softest mineral? Combined with cornstarch, it is used to make baby powder.
Uh,
No, it's.
I'll pass. Because
Pass it to Srishti.
Carbon.
Not carbon. Ashwath?
Talc.
Talc is right. So this is talc or talcum. Let's just wait a few minutes.
no, go on. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Second question for you, Shivani. What, according to Amitav Ghosh, the Indian writer, is the welcome sight that would have greeted the zamindar in 19th century Bihar as he looked out to his opium fields to evaluate the tax? Row upon row of red flowers releasing their sticky, sweet smell into the air.
Mm, No idea. Pass.
Pass it to Srishti.
Pass.
Pass it to Ashwath.
Pass.
Pass it to Dev.
I'll pass.
Passes. Do you guys know any books by Amitav Ghosh that might answer this question?
Field of poppies.
Sea of Poppies is right. So that's the title of one of his books, and this is basically the definition within the book universe. Okay, this is what a zamindar would have seen. And the last direct question for round 1, this is again for Shivani. Jugaad is an Indian concept which refers to an innovative fix, a simple workaround, a solution that bends the rules, or to create new things with meager resources. A related concept, a blank blank, in management sciences refers to process of designing relatively inexpensive products for customers in developing nations. Fill the blanks with a term popularized by The Economist in 2010.
No, this is a frugal innovation.
Absolutely right. This is frugal innovation. Okay, starting round 2 now. Question for Srishti. Which South Indian language spoken widely in coastal Karnataka and now Bangalore, Mumbai, and the Gulf countries separated early from Proto-South Dravidian and hence has features like the past perfect and future perfect, which are not found in Tamil and Kannada. It may be written in the Tigalari script and became more widely known due to other language films like Rangitaranga and Kantara.
Pass.
Passes to Ashwat.
Pass.
Pass to Shivani.
Pass.
Pass to Dev.
Pass.
Passes. Any non-coms? Okay, this is Tulu.
Mm,
Okay, I forgot. I mentioned that at the end of the first round, I'll explain the strategy aspect. So if you notice, the passing order is not static, it keeps changing. Okay. And the reason that happens is the way it works is we're setting the passing order on the basis of your bonus attempts. A bonus attempt is when you try somebody else's question. So right now, for example, the next question also, Srishti is not going to be penalized for her answers. She should always say something for her direct questions. But if it passes to Ashwath and Ashwath tries, then his bonus attempts go up. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. His bonus attempts get counted if he keeps attempting other people's questions. So that decides your passing order, the lowest first and the highest right at the end. That's why Dev is right now at the end of the passing order. So what does this mean for us strategically? It means during the quiz, pay attention to your bonus attempts. If your number right now, everybody is roughly the same. But if your bonus attempts are much higher than everybody else's, then you might want to tone down the guessing and play safe. If your bonus attempts are much lower than everybody else's, then you should go wild. You should guess more often. You should take more chances. Okay, that's the only element of strategy. You can also just completely ignore this, and the quiz just works fine with that. Question for Srishti. If you've used Airbnb, Dropbox, DoorDash, Reddit, Quora, Twitch, or any of the 3,000 plus tech companies that have gone through startup incubation, thank Jessica Livingston. She co-founded this Silicon Valley-based accelerator for developing and funding early-stage technology startups. Identify this accelerator that invests $500,000 per company into a large number of startups in 2 batches a year.
Bloomberg.
Not Bloomberg, Ashwath.
Y Combinator.
It's called Y Combinator, yes. Question for Srishti again. The Jugaad equivalent in Afrikaans is unblank Marken plan. which literally translates to a farmer makes a plan. This phrase refers to often innovative solutions that farmers had to come up with while living in the African bush, miles away from urban centers. Fill in the blank with the word for farmer in Afrikaans, familiar to us through certain wars in the late 19th century.
Pass.
Pass it to Shivani.
Pass.
Pass to Dev.
Boer, B-O-E-R.
Is right. So the Afrikaans word for farmer is Boer, which you might know from the Boer Wars, which happened in the 19th century. Question for Dev now. 3 questions for you. You're already in the lead. Which mineral is used to define the Mohs hardness of 2? It is composed of calcium sulfate dihydrate and is used as fertilizer and as the main constituent in many forms of plaster, chalk, and drywall. Because quarries in Montmartre produce this mineral for various uses, the dehydrated form of this is known as plaster of Paris.
Gypsum.
Gypsum is right. Question for you again. What is the Japanese name given to a dried edible seaweed from the red algae Pyropia used to wrap sushi or rice balls? It has a strong and distinctive flavor and involves a process resembling paper making to make blank sheets. After commercial manufacturers initially failed, they adopted the methods used by Kathleen Drew Baker to labor bread, and they still hail her as the industry's savior.
I'll just say kombucha.
Not kombucha, Shivani.
I think they're called nori sheets.
Nori sheets is what they're called. Nicely done. And third question for you. Commissioned by the poet Edgar James to be a self-portrait, the use of a mirror in this Magritte painting is as ironic as its title. Which 1937 painting is this, where the mirror reflects the back of the man's head, while the Edgar Allan Poe book in the corner is reflected normally as in a mirror? While mirrors don't typically blank the same image, the one in this painting actually does, making the title rather ironic. And seconds.
I'll say display.
Not display. Srishti?
Pass.
Ashwin?
Not to be reproduced.
Is correct. This painting is called Not to be Reproduced. What goes in the blank is reproduced. It's just one word in the title. Well done. Question for Ashwin again. In the V-Day special episode, SpongeBob and Sandy plan to present Patrick with a chocolate hot air balloon at the Valentine's Day carnival. While Sandy is delivering the surprise gift, the balloon is attacked by a flock of marine animals whose family name is derived from the Latin from comb. In the show, they serve as Bikini Bottom's equivalent of birds. What marine animal is this? A much-loved food delicacy and the symbol of the pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela.
Oysters.
Not oysters, Srishti.
Jellyfish.
Not jellyfish. Good guess though, Shivani.
Pass.
Passes to Dev.
I'll pass.
Passes. Oysters is not far off. These are scallops. They look pretty much identical to oysters. Yeah. Question for Ashwat. Which county is the most successful team in the history of English county cricket with 32 wins and 1 shared title? Some of the players responsible for the team's wins over the years have been Herbert Sutcliffe, Len Hutton, Geoffrey Boycott, and Joe Root. Unfortunately for Sachin, the club did not win during the one season that he played for them.
Yorkshire.
Sure is right. And your third question, what according to Amitav Ghosh is a freak genetic phenomenon which cannot be isolated and detected by standard techniques, but is transmitted through malaria and can be found in the brain, resulting in unique modifications to individuals, allowing for human immortality.
Not sure if it's his book, but Calcutta chromosome.
It is his book, and it is the calculator chromosome. Very nicely guessed. Question for Shivani, which supermodel wore this revenge dress to the 2017 Met Gala? When her relationship with the singer The Weeknd was on the rocks, with him having cheated on her with Selena Gomez. You will need to give us her full name.
Yeah, this is. I don't know which of the two it is. I think it's Bella Hadid.
You are correct. It is Bella Hadid. Question for Shivani. In Blade Trinity, after slaying countless vampires, Blade finally tries to take on the Big Daddy Dracula himself. This version of Dracula, called Drake, is the first vampire and is immune to sunlight. What virus is specifically created by Blade and his allies to kill Drake? The virus, which is 7 letters or 3 and 4 letters of 2 words, shares its name with an alternative name for Venus and Lucifer, as well as the name of a Christian television network.
Pass.
Pass it to Srishti. You can answer.
Pass.
Pass it to Dev.
I'll pass.
Pass it to Ashwath.
Pass.
Says,
Non-com, is it Morning Star or something?
so Morningstar is one of the names of Lucifer, but I think it's synonymous with that in the sense that etymologically it's the same thing. However, you're looking for a 7-letter word or
Yeah.
4, so that's star, and the first 3-letter word is day, so it's day star.
Okay. Yeah.
Venus as in the planet, not the goddess, I guess.
Yes. Question for Shivani. In the V-Day special episode of SpongeBob, many residents of Bikini Bottom give each other V-Day gifts to celebrate the holiday. What does Sandy the squirrel gift SpongeBob? The gift is followed by the line, "I'm nuts for you."
An acorn or something.
You are correct. It is an acorn. Well done. Heart-shaped acorn. Question for, okay, we start round 3. That was a very good round for Ashwath. Picked up 4 points. Shivani also picked up 3 points. Question for Srishti. With 6 wins in all, which football team is the most successful name in the UEFA Europa League? While they have played in the UEFA Champions League as well, their best performance there was getting to the quarterfinal against Bayern Munich in 2017-18. Their last major domestic win was the 2010 Copa del Rey, and they haven't won the La Liga since 1946. Ten seconds.
Crystal Palace.
Not Crystal Palace, Shivani.
I think this is Sevilla.
Yes, it is Sevilla. Very nicely done. Question for Srishti. Another bit of misinformation found in American military textbooks is the NYT report about which substance being more likely to cause lung cancer than cigarettes. Clearly, many US states disagree with this, given how the substance has been legalized in many states.
Weed.
Can you give me another name for it?
Marijuana.
Marijuana, right? Question for Srishti again. When the Summer Olympics take place in non-coastal cities, the sailing events are held elsewhere. When Moscow hosted the 1980 Olympics, the events in the sailing competition took place in which city within the occupied Soviet Union in Europe? This city is today the national capital of this country, and it was the northernmost member of the Hanseatic League.
Kiev.
Not Kiev, Dev.
I'll say Tallinn.
Tallinn is right. Well done. The capital of Estonia. Okay, 3 questions now for Dev. 2001 Super Bowl halftime theme was the Kings of Rock and Pop. If NSYNC headlined the show as a representative of pop, then which Boston band over 30 years old at the time represented rock? They didn't want to miss a thing, but they had to settle for just 3 songs.
I'll pass.
Passes to Srishti.
Pass.
Passes to Ashwat.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith is right. It says they didn't want to miss a thing. They have a song called I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Well done. Question for you again. Melanie Perkins was only 19 when she launched an online design business for school yearbooks that would eventually become this Australian company. A favorite tool among amateur designers, which online brand is Perkins the co-founder of that has features like ready-made templates for everything from CV design to social media posts?
Same. Canva.
Canva is right. And your third question. The music video for her 2023 song Flowers features her wearing this revenge dress, cocking a snook at her ex-husband Liam Hemsworth. Who is this chart-topping singer, currently number 1 in the US and UK Hot 100?
I don't know. Lady Gaga.
Not Lady Gaga. Srishti?
Miley Cyrus.
It is Miley Cyrus. Okay, 3 questions now for Ashwat. Which South Indian language is a variety of Hindustani that arose as lingua franca for ease of communication between the Delhi and Bamani sultanates? Its literary tradition gave way to standard Urdu, but it is still widely spoken in Telangana and North Karnataka. It has undergone a renaissance of sorts through the works of comedian Danish Seth and the Hyderabadi History Project.
Takni.
Dakkani is right. Question for Ashwat. What jelly-like substance obtained from the cell walls of some species of red algae, that is Rotophyta, upon boiling, is used as a vegan substitute for gelatin and pectin, earlier referred to as China grass or Ceylon moss? We now know it by the Malay name for red algae. It is also behind fad diets since it triples in size once ingested, leading to consumers feeling fuller. Ten seconds.
Mm,
Yeah, answer.
Lemongrass.
It's not that. Shivani?
I'll pass.
Srishti?
Pass.
Dave?
I'll also pass.
Passes. This is something called agar agar. Question for Ashwat. 23 TV show episodes stand below Ozymandias with a 9.9 rating on IMDb. Among the 23 shows is which other Breaking Bad episode, the series finale? The title is inspired by a character from a song which plays a major role in the episode and not fan suggestions that it represents iron, lithium, and sodium, or blood, meth, and tears, since Walter White does not actually use lithium. The title is also an anagram of finale.
Felina.
Felina is right. Question for Shivani. With 22 wins, the most successful baseball franchise in the Japan series are the blank blank. They are named for Japan's leading newspaper and media company. And the second word is the same as that of a New York sports team, as well as a San Francisco sports team. Which team is this? We'll accept just the second word as well.
Second word must be Knicks.
This one.
Yeah.
What's your
Knicks.
not Knicks? Srishti?
Yankees.
Not Yankees. Good guess though. Dave?
Pass.
Pass to Ashwat.
Giants.
Giants is right. New York Giants and the San Francisco Giants. This is the Yomiuri Giants. Question for Shivani. The theme of the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show was blank, 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 a rhyming slogan coined by MTV during the Clinton campaign and brought back during an election year. What was the slogan? Exhorting people to make a decision if they wanted to be on the winning side. One second. Oh, I think I've lost audio. That's okay. Oh, not choice to make. Srishti, I still can't hear anyone, but I'm going to do this mute. Are you passing? I think, Dave. I think you're also passing. I will pass you, Ashwath. And you're also passing. Wonderful. This one was choose or lose. Now give me a second. I'll fix my audio issues. Lose. Now give me a second. I'll fix my audio issues. Okay, sorry about that. And third question for Shivani. What is the English name given to the large brown seaweeds in about 30 different genera that make up the order Laminarialis? Yeah. Despite its appearance and being said to grow in forests, it is not a plant, but a heterocot, a eukaryote belonging to the Chromista kingdom. It has come into the Western consciousness in recent times as a health food due to its similarity to kale.
I'll pass.
Pass to Srishti.
Pass.
Dave.
Pass.
Pass to Ashwath.
Pass.
This is called kelp. Okay, starting fourth round, that was another good round for Ashwath. He picked up 4 points again. He's on 10 now. Starting fourth round, question for Srishti. Enraged by SpongeBob's stopgap gift and seeing other citizens receiving better gifts, Patrick goes on a rampage at the carnival. He walks up to the mascot and rips apart his costume while screaming, "I defy you, Heartman." What literary work is this a reference to? Where the tragic protagonist seals his fate after declaring a similar line in defiance to fate. You can also give the original quote for additional kudos.
Braveheart.
Not Braveheart, Shivani.
Pass.
Dave.
Pass.
Pass to Ashwath.
Pass.
This is a tough one. So this is the character says the words "I defy you, stars," basically defying destiny.
So
And-
Julius Caesar, that
Not Julius Caesar, but you've got the right author. You need another tragic protagonist who basically kills himself after saying this.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet is right.
So 1 second, I just need to connect my charge.
Sure. We'll do second question for Srishti. Which mineral, a crystallized form of aluminium oxide, has a Mohs hardness of 9 while diamond is 10, an absolute hardness of 400? This mineral has 2 primary gem varieties, ruby and sapphire, and gets its name from the Tamil Dravidian word for ruby sapphire. Ten seconds.
Oxalate.
Right, Shivani.
Pass.
Dave.
pass.
Ashwat.
Corundum?
Corundum is what it's called. Well done. Question for Srishti again. What is the name given in Japan to edible kelp used to make blank cha, that is tea, by infusing it in hot water? What is known as blank cha in the Western world is a misapplied loan word made by fermentation of sugar tea using a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, causing poisoning if done incorrectly, and which has some popularity in India due to brands like Toyo, Bhu, and Borecha.
Kombu.
Kombu is right. They're called kombu leaves, and that's where we get the word kombucha. Question for Dev. There are a total of just 6 names in the exhaustive list of most successful teams in this competition. If the bottom 5 are Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron, San Diego Yacht Club, Societe Nautique de Genève, Golden Gate Yacht Club, and Royal Perth Yacht Club, then which team is at number 1 with the record, the run that lasted more than 100 years?
It's something
seconds.
like America Yacht Club.
I can prompt you, I think, because you've gotten the event, but I need the name of the team.
I'll pass.
Shivani?
What did Dave say?
He said
OCRT?
he said Americas, and I said for that he has identified the event correctly because he said Americas, but I'm asking for the name of the team.
No idea. I'll pass.
Are you passing?
Yeah.
Pass it to Ashwath.
Pass.
So they've had the event. The event was the America's Cup. The winning team that has won for over 100 years and was finally defeated sometime earlier this decade was New York Yacht Club. Question for Dave. The textbook used to train Air Force officers still carries misinformation about how USA entered the Vietnam War. It talks about an attack on a US Navy ship in which water body as being the casus belli or the cause for war. The Navy has long acknowledged that no such event even occurred, and the military leadership has misled the American public.
I'll say the South China Sea.
It's not that, Shani. Any answer?
Pass. I'll pass.
Srishti?
Indian Ocean.
Not that. Ashwath?
Tonkin.
Say again, please.
Tonkin.
I can prompt you. I need a 3-word answer. It is blank blank Tonkin. So give me one. The first blank, if you can give me, I think I can give you points.
Gulf of Tonkin.
Gulf of Tonkin is right. You've got the right body. Well done.
Debating Gulf and Bay.
And you were hedging your bets, which is very cleverly done. Question for Dev. Chinese hopping vampires or Jiangxi are reanimated corpses that traditionally feed off of life energy rather than blood. One of the methods to stop these vampires is to throw which particular food item at them to draw out their evil. This food item, popular across East and Southeast Asia, is used not only to prepare many dishes, but was also used in the construction of the Great Wall to hold bricks together.
Cooked rice.
I think I can prompt you.
Boiled rice.
No, can't give that, Shivani.
I was going to say garlic pods, but I guess not.
Do you have an answer?
I just said garlic pods.
Not that, Srishti?
Sticky rice.
Sticky rice is what we needed. Well done. Which is technically cooked rice and is definitely boiled rice, but does not fully encapsulate how you could hold bricks together. Though. Question for Ashwath. The Democratic Republic of Congo has a concept related to jugaad. The French term for this, debut of that word, translates to figure it out yourself or deal with it yourself. This concept is named after a fictional provision of the 14-article constitution of the secessionist state of South Kasai, which was semi-independent from 1960 to 62. What 2-word name where the second word is a number? Ten seconds.
Katanga 15.
It's not that. Shivani?
Pass.
Dave?
Pass.
Srishti?
Pass.
This is tough, but maybe you can guess a non-cop. It says fictional provision of the 14-article constitution. It's called Article
Katanga
15.
Oh, it's Article 15. Okay. I went for that.
Not super easy to guess though. Okay, question for Ashwath again. Slavic folklore mentions that vampires possess an obsessive compulsive need to count things. This can be exploited while trying to stop vampires as they would stop to count seeds or grains thrown at them. In Slavic coastal villages, since farming was not a major occupation, an alternative to seeds and grains was used to stop vampires. What were these items commonly used in coastal villages that caused vampires to spend time counting holes?
Fishing nets.
Fishing nets is right. Well done. And your third question. The actress and model Julia Fox wore this revenge dress after her brief affair with Kanye West in 2022, showcasing herself as the exact opposite of the slovenly appearance that Kanye West accused her of favoring, using a two-word phrase that went viral and even made Word of the Year lists in 2022. What was the phrase that Kanye West used?
Dressing down.
Not dressing down, Shivani?
Pass, pass.
Pass to Dev.
Goblin mode.
Goblin mode is what it's called.
Oh,
Nice.
Question for Shivani. Which episode from season 3 of Game of Thrones is among the 23 9.9 rated episodes? It is named for a song which plays in it as a signal for the Frey, Bolter, and Karstark men at arms to initiate the event known as the Red Wedding. It is the only Game of Thrones episode where the closing credits roll in complete silence.
the song. Reigns of Castamere.
Right.
Hmm.
Your second question. When Atlanta hosted the Summer Olympics in '96, the events in the sailing competition took place at which other city in the same state of the US? This city is fully coastal, even though its name may remind you of a type of open woody grassland.
Hmm. Pass.
Pass to Dev.
I'll pass.
Pass to Steve.
Pass.
Pass to Ashwath.
Savannah.
Savannah, Georgia is right, which is also a type of open woody grassland.
Hmm.
And the third question for Shivani. Diane Green co-founded this American cloud computing and virtualization technology company, best known for its virtual machine monitors or hypervisors, and was acquired by Dell EMC in 2004, after which Green was fired as the CEO in 2008. Which company that gets its name from the virtual machine software that it is best known for?
It's VMware.
Absolutely right. It is VMware. Okay, and we are entering final round. The Ashwath has quite a bit of a lead. He's at 14 points. He picked up 4 points yet again in that last round. 5 points behind is Dev, so he's still within reach. And Shivani is at 7, and Srishti is at 6. Second place, I think, is still fairly undecided. Let's go. Question first, Srishti. What, according to Amitav Ghosh, is the drastic shift that would be needed in the human, social, and economic way of thinking to ensure that we reduce our carbon emissions after years of non-committal and ineffective actions? In seconds. Any answer? We'll pass you, Shivani.
Pass.
Dave.
Pass.
Ashwath.
Pass.
This is his most recent book. I don't know if you know, have you heard the name? It's called The Great Derangement.
Okay.
Question for Srishti again. Of the 23 TV episodes with a 9.9 rating, 6 are from which anime series set in a post-apocalyptic world where the remains of humanity live behind walls protecting them from giants? Characters include Eren Yeager, Levi Ackerman, Mikasa Ackerman, and Armin Arlert.
Attack on Titan.
Is correct. And your last direct question for this quiz. The halftime show for the 1999 Super Bowl featured Stevie Wonder, Gloria Estefan, and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, in keeping with the theme of the year, a celebration of soul, salsa, and blank. The three genres are alliterated. Fill in the blank. Ten seconds. You know, I will pass you, Shivan.
This is swing.
Swing is right. Question today. When Montreal hosted the Summer Olympics in 1976, the events in the sailing competition took place in which other city on the edge of Lake Ontario? The city shares its name with that of a national capital in the Caribbean and also with the Royal Borough in London.
Say Kingston.
Kingston is right, well done. Right. Just give me a second.
Have you shown the question, Harman?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Your second question for you. System D is the French equivalent of jugaad, about thinking on your feet and improvising when faced with roadblocks. The term gained wider popularity in the US after appearing in the 2006 NYT bestseller, The Nasty Bits, collected varietal cuts, usable trims, scraps, and bones. Who wrote this book, which the author divided into 5 sections named sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami?
Say Ando, that Momofuku Ando.
Not that, Shivani?
I'll pass.
Passes to Srishti.
Then Anthony Bourdain.
It is Anthony Bourdain. Great answer. Okay, and your third direct question, your last direct question for this quiz. What, according to Amitav Ghosh, is the evil fate laid on the Banda Islands for being resource rich in a time of colonial expansion, resulting in exploitation, war, and eventual destruction? He alludes to one item in particular.
Pass.
Shivani?
1 second.
I will pass you, Srishti.
Pass, yeah.
Diamond Curve.
It's not that. Ashwath?
Spices.
It's a good guess. You're almost there. It's called the Nutmeg's Curse.
Okay, nutmeg's curse. Okay.
Okay, 3 direct questions now for Ashwath to build on your already significant lead. Which 1882 painting that depicts a scene in a titular Parisian nightclub features a woman standing in front of a mirror, although many critics have accused the artist of a lack of perspective, as reflections are quite awry and close to impossible. A stage reconstruction in 2000 proved otherwise, as it was understood that the man that she is talking to is actually not talking to her, but looking away from her, and lies outside the painter's field of vision.
A bar at Folies Bergère.
You're absolutely right. Question for Ashwath. Which mineral composed of silica with an absolute hardness of 100 is used to define a Mohs hardness of 7? It is the second most abundant mineral in Earth's continental crust and is used in wristwatches due to its piezoelectric properties. It has several varieties like amethyst, carnelian, and onyx.
Quartz.
Quartz is right. And your last direct question for this quiz. When Paris hosted the Summer Olympics in 1900 and 1924, the sailing events took place at Moulin and which other port town? The town is most known through its connection to a work of art depicting a sunrise that gave its name to an artistic movement. Ashwath knows the movement and he knows the painting, but can he remember the town?
Saint Remy.
Not it. Shivani?
Ashwath, can you repeat what you said?
Saint Remy. R-E-M-Y.
Pass.
Passes to Dev.
Le Havre.
Le Havre is the name. Le Havre is where you can find this painting. It's called Impression Sunrise. This is what gives us the term Impressionism. Okay, so Ashwath ends at 8 directs out of 15. Very well done. Last 3 directs of the quiz, they're all for Shivani. First question. Which South Indian language spoken in the area erstwhile called Coorg is written either in the Thirke script or one developed by a German language enthusiast in 2005? Give the indigenous name, which relates closely to the names of the area and of its people who are allowed to carry firearms without a license as part of their religious traditions.
So the Kodava language.
Kodava is right. Kodava Tak is what it's called. Your second question. Which artist's obsession with mirrors began in 1962 with the exhibit titled Fally's Field? While attempting to create a hallucinatory sense of phallic surfaces, she sewed together thousands of graphic tubers and turned them into furniture, but found the labor too intensive. The use of mirrors allowed her to overcome this labor challenge to get a sense of repetition. One can book a viewing of this in many galleries, the most famous of which is at London State.
Pass.
Passes to Dev.
Kusama Yaoi.
Yep, Yaoi Kusama. Kusama Yaoi is right. Well done. And the last question for this quiz, this is for Shivani. In 1988, US Navy shot down a passenger flight originating in which country on its way to Dubai, killing all 290 people aboard the flight. A Navy textbook calls this an unfortunate incident caused by the flight approaching the cruiser in a threatening manner. Even though actual Navy records state that the flight was on a normal climb and within the established air route towards Dubai.
Pass.
This is the last question. You're not allowed to pass. Shivani, you may answer.
I really don't know. I have no clue.
Dev?
Let's say the USSR.
It's not the USSR. Srishti?
Pakistan.
Not Pakistan. Sure.
Panama,
It's not Panama. It was Iran.
Iran. Oh,
And that ends today's quiz. Ashwath wins quite comfortably at the end with 16 points. They've come second place at 12 points. Shivani is at third place with 9 points, and Srishti is at fourth place with 8 points. Well done, folks.
okay. Thanks for reading, Harman. Thank
Thank
you.
you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
See you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.